Marcos. Welcome po, Ms. Nora. Good afternoon. Praise the Lord. Good afternoon po sa ating lahat.
Panginoon, muli o Diyos, kami po ay lubusang nagpapasalamat sa iyong kadakilaan, sa iyong kapurihan. Salamat po sa buhay ng bawat isa. Salamat din sa mga salita mo, God, na amin nga pong pag-aaralan sa hapon na ito. Dalangin po, Diyos, na patuloy na kumilos ka sa kalagitnaan ng iyong mga anak. Banal na Espiritu, salamat din po sa inyong presensya sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen. Tayo po ay makakaupo sa presensya ng Panginoon. Praise the Lord. So this afternoon, we're going to continue po yung topic po natin about dispensation. The last time, pinag-aralan po natin ang dispensation number 1, which is about innocence. Pwede po bang magpakita yung picture po ng dispensation 1? Kasi the last time, hindi po natin nakita. So ito po yung picture po ng ating dispensation 1. Yung pinag-aralan po natin the first time. Yan po yung dispensation 1 about innocence. Na nag-umpisa po tayo nung ginawa ni Lord, sina Adam and Eve, hanggang sa sila po ay nagkasala sa Panginoon. Nahulog po sila at alam po natin na ang kasalanan ang naging dahilan. And from that time, kaya sabi po doon, the first dispensation ends in judgment and expulsion. Paradise lost. It drove out the man. So itutuloy po natin ngayon. So this time, we will go to dispensation 2. At ang second dispensation, ito yung tinatawag na conscience. And this is the picture of the second dispensation. So dito po tayo mag-uumpisa ngayon. With regards sa magkapatid na si Cain and Abel. In Genesis 4, we're going to start from verses 1, I think verses 1 to 11 or 12. Bali Bible reading po yung ating pong gagawin ngayon. Hope na matapos po natin ang dispensation 2 and dispensation 3. Kasi hanggang dispensation 7 po ito, medyo mahaba-haba po ang ating. So in Genesis chapter 4, we're going to start on verse 1. Adam lay with his wife Eve, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. She said, "With the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man." Verse 2. Later, she gave birth to his brother Abel. Now Abel kept flocks, and Cain worked the soil. So magkapatid po si Cain at saka si Abel. Verse 3. In the course of time, Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering to the Lord. So dumating yung time na sila po ay nag-offer para sa Panginoon. Verse 4. And Abel brought fat portions from some of the firstborn of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering. Verse 5. But on Cain and his offering, he did not look with favor. So Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. So dito po sa dalawang magkapatid na ito, makikita po natin na magkaiba yung kanilang klase ng pag-o-offering. So mula pa lamang makikita na po natin dito na ang tao, sila po ay nagdadala ng kanilang offering para sa Panginoon. At dito nakita natin na si Abel talagang pinili niya yung portion ng kanyang mga alaga. At yun ang ino-offer niya sa Panginoon. At ang Diyos, siya po ay, anong nangyari? Talagang nagkaroon ng favor dahil sa offering na ginawa po ni Abel. Dinandog niya sa Panginoon. Samantalang si Cain, basta kumuha lamang siya ng kanyang ino-offer sa Panginoon. So, merong lesson din po dito, ang sagit. Kaya pala, pag nag-offer din tayo sa Panginoon, hindi lang basta-basta. Talagang tingnan natin, piliin natin. Kaya pwede ko rin siguro isingit na minsan kahit na yung ating pong ibibigay sa Panginoon, wag naman po yung punit na $20. Kasi minsan po sa pagbibilang, meron yung $20 na punit siya. Kaya titingnan din po natin. Mag-o-offer na nga lamang po tayo. Why not kung meron po tayo medyo maganda-gandang bill na $20, hindi mas magandang yun na lang po yung ibigay natin. Kaysa naman yung punit. We don't know kung sinasadya po nung nagbigay o hindi po niya alam. Pero gusto ko lang pong i-inform sa inyo na minsan meron pong gano'n. So maging sa atin pong pagbibigay sa Panginoon, tingnan po natin, na makita po natin ng malulugod ang Diyos. Kasi dito sa magkapatid na ito, talagang nalugod po ang Panginoon sa offering po ni Abel. Dahil pinili na niya yung pinakamaganda, dapat portion, sabi doon. Pero si Cain, basta na lamang nag-offering. Okay, next verse, verse 6. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast?" Siya pa ang may ganang magalit. Kasi nalugod ang Diyos sa kanyang offering, so nagalit si Cain. Verse 7. If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must master it. Verse 8. Now Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out to the field." And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. So this is the first murder na makikita po natin sa banal na salita. Pinatay niya mismo yung kanyang kapatid. Kaya si Adan at Eva, naranasan din nilang mawalan ng anak. Na-experience nila. Kasi ang pumatay doon sa anak niya, yung sarili din niyang anak. So yung feelings ba, talagang naramdaman nila yung hurt. Kaya hindi na po bago yung mga sitwasyon na nangyayari ngayon. Kasi nung una pa lamang, nangyari na. So ito po yung first na patayan na nangyari. Pinatay ng kanyang kapatid ang sarili niyang kapatid. Di ba kasi sabi natin sa first dispensation, nawala kasi ang espiritu ng Diyos sa tao. At ang pumalit ay ang espiritu ng Diablo. So right now, in this dispensation 2, espiritu ng Diablo, ang malaya na kumikilos sa buhay ng mga tao. Kasi wala bang espiritu ng Diyos. So, nagkaroon na ng patayan. Verse 9. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" Although God knows it. "I don't know," he replied. "Am I my brother's keeper?" Kung mailokano dahil ko, ay may pagkabastos kung si Cain na ito. Nagtatanong ang Diyos, and then sasabihin niya, bakit? No? Tagapag-alaga ba ako ng aking kapatid? Ang sagot po ni Cain. Verse 10. The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." So ito po ang kwento ng magkapatid na sina Cain at Abel. Na humantong po sila doon sa patayan. Okay. And then, let's jump to Genesis 5, verse 24. Genesis 5, verse 24. It refers to the generation of Seth. Sabi doon sa Genesis 5, verse 24, Enoch walked with God, then he was no more, because God took him away. But before that, go back first to Genesis 4, verse 25. Sagdan. Adam lay with his wife again, and she gave birth to a son and named him Seth, saying, God has granted me another child in place of Abel, since Cain killed him. Kasi di ba nawala ng anak kasi sina Adan at Eva? Namatay si Abel, si Cain naman pinalayas, naging wanderer siya. So this time, nagkaroon ulit ng another anak, sina Adan at Eva, at ang pangalan ay Seth. And verse 26, Seth also had a son, and he named him Enos. At that time, men began to call on the name of the Lord. So, nang dahil kay Seth, no, doon na naman nag-umpisa na ang tao, yan, ay naniwala sa Diyos. Okay? Kaya sabi po doon sa binasa natin in Genesis 5 verse 24, yung Genesis 5 verse 24 na binasa natin kanina, this is the generation of Seth na po ito. Itong Genesis 5 verse 24. Enoch would walk with God, then he was no more, because God took him away. O kung titingnan natin, na-rapture pala si Enoch. Kasi sabi dyan, Enoch walked took him away. And then after that, kasi sabi natin kanina, man began to call on the name. Okay. The next thing that we're going to read, it is in Genesis chapter 6, verses 1 to 13. So isulat lamang po ninyo yung mga chapter na yan at pagdating sa bahay, sige i-review. At dito makikita na mga kapatid, the wickedness of the world. Nag-umpisa na naman na nagkaroon ng kasamaan sa mundo. As men multiplied, iniquity abounded until the earth was corrupt before God and filled with violence, and God declared, I will destroy man from the face of the earth. Okay. In Genesis 6, sabi dyan sa verse 1, when men began to increase in number on the earth, and daughters were born to them. Next, the sons of God saw the daughters of men were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. Baka magtaka kayo, bakit sabi doon? Sons of God, so that the daughters of humans or daughters of men, ay ang kalintulad po nito ay mga mananampalataya at mga taong hindi mananampalataya. Itong mga mananampalatayang ito, the Son of God, nakita nila na yung mga anak ng mga hindi mananampalataya, mga magaganda. Yan ang sabi niya. And then verse 3, verse 2, the Son of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they choose. And then verse 3, then the Lord said, my spirit will not contend with man forever, for he is mortal. Pag sinabing man is mortal, namamatay ang tao. From being a mortal, darating ang time we will become immortal. For he is mortal. His days will be 120 years. So dito nag-umpisa na ang tao ang magiging edad niya ay 120 years old. Kung titingnan po natin ang buhay ng mga tao noon, imagine 600, 700, 800, may 1,000 pa. Eh, samantala ngayon, darating ka lang sa edad ng 40, 50, marami nang masakit. So, grabe ang haba ng buhay nila noon. Pero this time sabi niya, these days will be 120 years. Kaya pala si Moses, 120 years. Nung namatay si Moses, diba? Pero as of now, ilan na lamang po ang sabi sa banal na salita? 70 or 80? Ganun na lamang po yung span of life ng tao sa mundo, umiksi ng umiksi. Kaya kung more than 70 ang isang tao ay favor that already comes from the Lord. Eh tayo kaya maaabot na kaya natin ang 70 years old. Maaaring some of us nakalahati na po tayo dun sa 70 years old. And as we celebrate our birthday, umiiksi. Yung taon natin sa mundong ito, isang it. Kung 70 lang, magse-celebrate ka ng birthday mo ay magsi-60 ka, hindi 10 taon ka pa. Next year, magsi-61 ka, may 9 years pang natitira. Pero enjoy naman ang mag-celebrate ng birthday, may cake. So, 120 years. Yan ang sabi ng Panginoon. Verse 4. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days. And also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of men and had children by them, they were the heroes of old, men of renown. Verse 5. The Lord saw how great man's wickedness on the earth had become. So nakita ng Panginoon na grabe ang pinaggagawa ng mga tao. Talagang may mga kasalanan silang pinaggagawa during that time. Kasi sabi diyan, man's wickedness on the earth had become. And that every inclination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil all the time. Laman ng puso ng mga tao ay talagang, sabi diyan, evil. Hindi nakakalugod sa Panginoon. In verse 6, sabi ng Panginoon, the Lord was grieved that he had made man on the earth, and his heart was filled with pain. Ala, nagsisi pala ang Panginoon. Kung bakit ginawa niya ang tao. And his heart was filled with pain. Talagang nasaktan ang Panginoon. Kaya nga po, pag gumagawa po ng kasalanan ng tao, talagang nasasaktan ng Diyos. Dahil ang kasalanan, yan ang reason kung bakit nahiwalay ang tao sa Diyos. Verse 7. So the Lord said, I will wipe mankind, whom I have created, from the face of the earth, men and animals and creatures that move along the ground, and birds of the air, for I am grieved that I have made them. Talagang nagsisi ang Panginoon. Kung bakit ginawa niya ang tao at ang lahat-lahat sa mundo. Verse 8. Buti na lamang mayroong verse 8. Sabi niya, but Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Ito ang maganda kay Lord. Kasi kung meron siyang makita kahit na nag-iisa lamang, kahit na nag-iisa, nandun po na mahihimpo ang puso ng Panginoon. Kaya no wonder, bago sinira ni Lord ang Sodom and Gomorrah, kung alam natin yung kwento, maalala natin. Di ba nagtanong doon? Nang sabi, kung may 50, nag-umpisa sa 50 na righteous na makikita, sabi ni Lord, I'm going to save Sodom and Gomorrah. Hanggang naging 40, 30, 20, hanggang 10. Ibig sabihin, hanggang may nakikita si Lord na righteous, may pag-asa. Pwede po natin itong isama in our family. In our family, pag mayroong righteous, nandyan ka kapatid. Habang nandyan ka, may pag-asa ang pamilya. So, Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Verse 9. This is the account of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time. And he walked with God. Verse 10. Noah had 3 sons. May 3 anak. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Verse 11. Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight and was full of violence. Kaya hindi na pala bago yung mga sitwasyon na nangyayari ngayon. Even before. Kasi sabi niyan, ang mundo corrupt na. Punong-puno na ng violence. Kaya si Satan, mula noon hanggang ngayon, siya ang ginagawa niya, pareho lang. The same yesterday, today, and forever. Yung kanyang ginagawa sa mundo ito. Remember, sabi ng ating bishop, naka-quarantine si Satan. Saan na-quarantine? Sa mundo. Kaya kailangan talaga nating mapanatili ang Espiritu ng Diyos sa buhay natin upang mapaglaganan natin ang trabaho ng dyablo sa buhay. Without the Spirit of God within us, hindi po natin pwedeng talunin ang dyablo. Pero kung may Espiritu ng Diyos na naghahari sa buhay natin, ay may kakampi tayo. At the end of the day, we will come out victorious. Verse 12. God saw how corrupt the earth had become. For all the people on earth had corrupted their ways. May napansin kayo? For all the people on earth, lahat daw ng tao sa mundo had corrupted their ways. May kanya-kanyang buhay. May kanya-kanyang mundo ang mga tao. So talaga palang may pinagmanahan tayo. Kasi noon pa nga, ganito na ang buhay ng tao. Verse 13. So God said to Noah, I am going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. I am surely going to destroy both them and the earth. Talagang plano ng Panginoon, sirain ng tao ang mundo. Verse 14. Ay, wala na pala. Hanggang 13 na. Okay. Praise the Lord. Pwede na lang titignan ko. Okay. So, pause muna tayo doon. Kasi pag tuloy-tuloy natin basahin, nakabutin tayo ng 1 taon. So, yung mga important verses po yung aking mga pinagkakaroon. And now we go to the seed of the righteous preserve. Seed of the righteous preserve. Mamaya ipakita ninyo yung outline natin para mag-aral din sila kasi pinakailangan mag-study ang bawat isa para the more na maintindihan ko natin. Noah preaches righteousness, prepares the ark, and warns of coming judgment. Okay. Genesis 7, verses 1 to 10. The Lord then said to Noah, go into the ark, you and your whole family, because I have found you righteous in this generation. Buti na lamang po natagpuan ni Lord si Noah. He was a righteous man because Noah preaches righteousness. So habang ginagawa po ni Noah yung barko or daong, ano pa bang ibang pangalan? Ark. Arko. Talagang nandun na si Noah na talagang sinasabi niya. And then verse 2, take with you 7 of every kind of clean animal, a male and its mate, and 2 of every kind of unclean animal, a male and its mate. Makikita po natin sa salita ng Panginoon, di ba? Meron yung mga clean animals, meron yung mga unclean animals. Talagang specific po yung instruction ng Panginoon kay Noah. Pares ang kanyang sinabi. Verse 3, and also 7 of every kind of bird, male and female, to keep their various kinds alive throughout the earth. Verse 4, 7 days from now, I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. Magkakaroon ng ulan, 40 days and 40 nights. And I will wipe from the face of the earth every living creature I have made. Talagang hindi na bago. Talagang mabubunaw, masisira, except ang mga papasok sa ark. And Noah did all that the Lord commanded him. Verse 6. Noah was 600 years old. 600 years old po si Noah. Di ba nag-asawa at the age of 500? 500 years old, saka lang po siya nag-asawa. Pag lumampas ka na ng kalendaryo, 31, 32 ka na, anong sasabihin? Oy, lampas ka na ng kalendaryo. May temperature pa naman. Kaya tuloy sa mundo, may kasabihan, di ba, Ale? Life begins at 40. Pampalubag-loob na lamang po yun sa mga 40 and above. Okay. So Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters came on the earth. Verse 7. And Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives entered the ark to escape the waters of the flood. Pairs of clean and unclean animals, of birds and of all creatures that move along the ground, male and female, came to Noah and entered the ark as God has commanded Noah. Verse 10, and after the 7 days, the flood waters came on the earth. Tuloy natin in verse 11. It is speak about the flood. Genesis 7 verses 11 to 24. And the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the second month, on that day all the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened. And rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. Dire-diretso. 40 days and 40 nights. E dito sa Hong Kong, maghapon lamang, makikita na natin iba, flooded na rin. 40 days and 40 nights. On that very day, Noah and his son Shem, Ham and Japheth, together with his wife and the wives of his 3 sons, entered the ark. So, 8 sila. Yung kanyang 3 anak, kasama ang kanilang mga asawa, si Noah at ang kanyang asawa, 8. 8 people entered the ark. They had with them every wild animal according to its kind, all livestock according to their kinds, every creature that moves along the ground, according to its kind, and every bird according to its kind, everything with wings. Pairs of all creatures that have the breath of life in them came to Noah and entered the ark. The animals going in were male and female of every living thing, as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord shut him in. For 40 days, the flood kept coming on the earth, and as the waters increased, they lifted the ark high above the earth. So pataas ng pataas ang tubig. The waters rose and increased greatly on the earth, and the ark floated on the surface of the water. They rose greatly on the earth, and on the high mountains under the entire heavens were covered. The waters rose and covered the mountains to a depth of more than 20 feet. Taas ng tubig, 20 feet. Every living thing that moved on the earth perished. Birds, livestock, wild animals, all the creatures that swam over the earth, and all mankind. So lahat ng hindi nakapasok doon sa ark, lahat po ay namatay. Kung titingnan natin, ang daming taong namatay. Nalulunod, mga animals, lahat ng may buhay except those who are in that ark. Everything on dry land that had the breath of life in its nostrils died. Every living thing on the face of the earth was wiped out. Men and animals and the creatures that move along the ground, and the birds of the air were wiped from the earth. Only Noah was left and those with him in the ark. So sila lamang po ang naligtas. In verse 24, sabi niya, the waters flooded the earth for 150 days. 150 days. So the second dispensation ends in judgment. The flood. So let's go to third dispensation. At ang third dispensation naman po natin, it is about human government. Hintayin natin kasi kinokonek nila para at least makita po natin po yung picture ng third dispensation. So this is the picture of the third dispensation. It is speak about human government. So mag-uumpisa po kay Noah. So God's covenant with Noah. So the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Tatlong anak. Malalaman po natin mamaya kung saang angkan galing ang mga Pilipino. Galing ba kay Ham? Galing ba kay Shem? Or galing ba kay Japheth? Okay. Genesis chapter 8. Verses 15 to 21. It speaks about God's covenant with Noah. So, nagkaroon po ng covenant ang Diyos with Noah. In Genesis 8, verses 15 to 21. So sabi po dyan sa Genesis chapter 8, we're going to start on verse 15. Kasi nagkaroon po ng covenant between God and Noah in this chapter. So sabi niya sa verse 15, then God said to Noah, verse 16, come out of the ark, you and your wife and your sons come out of the ark, you and your wife and your sons and their wives. Verse 17. Bring out every kind of living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the creatures that move along the ground, so they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number upon it. So the same pa rin po yung utos ng Panginoon, na be fruitful and increase in number. Kaya ang nais ng Panginoon talagang magparaming muli ang mga tao, ang mga animals. Verse 18. So Noah came out together with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives. 19. All the animals and all the creatures that move along the ground and all the birds, everything that moves on the earth, came out of the ark one kind after another. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. So ito kaagad yung ginawa po ni Noah. After na sila po ay lumabas in the ark, nandoon na talagang nag-offer siya ng sacrifice para sa Panginoon. Verse 21. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, never again will I curse the ground because of man. Tingnan po ninyo, nalugod ang Panginoon doon sa sacrifices ni Noah. Kaya pala, pag nalugod ang Panginoon sa mga sacrifices natin sa Kanya, ay talagang makukuha natin ang puso ng Panginoon. Hello? So napakaganda, napakainam po na malugod ang Panginoon sa mga offerings po natin, sa mga buhay natin, sa mga ginagawa natin sa Kanya. Kasi tingnan po ninyo, nalugod siya doon sa offering po ni Noah sa kanyang ginawa. So sabi ng Panginoon, never again will I curse the ground because of man. Even though every inclination of his heart is evil from childhood, and never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done. Mabait pa rin si Lord, di ba? Verse 22. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night. Hindi na pala kasama yun. Okay? Wala na sa mundo. Okay. The next one, ito yung tinatawag na peopling the earth through Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Ang nais ng Panginoon, mapuno ng taong muli ang mundo na nawala ng tao kasi wawalo lamang sila. Nag-umpisa sa 8. Genesis chapter 9, verses 18 to 19. Sabi po dyan, the sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. Verse 19. These were the 3 sons of Noah, and from them came the people who were scattered over the earth. pwede pong i-project po ninyo yung pong mga anak ni Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Para makita po nila. The sons of Ham, ayan, ito yung po yung kanilang mga angkan. Kaya ang gagawin po natin, mag-aral tayo. Tingnan natin, hanapin natin kung ano ngayon yung mga modern name ng mga places na ito. Para magtulong-tulong po tayo. Ito yung mga old names po. Mga pangalan ng kanilang anak ni Ham. Ang anak naman ni Shem, 5. Si Elam, Ashur, Arpasad, Lod, and Elam. Mas marami si Japheth, si Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. And now, let's go to the Tower of Babel. Genesis 11, verses 1 to 4. Now the whole world had one language and a common speech. Lahat ng buong mundo, iisa lamang po yung kanilang language. Kung Tagalog ay lahat nagsasalita ng Tagalog. Yun lamang po yung kanilang language. Okay? And a common speech, sabi dyan. Verse 2, as men moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. Verse 3, they said to each other, come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly. They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Verse 4, then they said, come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves and not be scattered over the face of the whole earth. Medyo matigas na naman yung kanilang puso. Kasi ang gusto nila, no, magpatayo ng tower na reaches to the heaven. At ayaw po nila na mag-scattered sila. Gusto nila sama-sama sila. Diba? Ang command ng Panginoon, fill the earth. Pero gusto nila magsama-sama. Ayaw nila maghiwa-hiwala. So let us build a tower, sabi nila. Let us make us a name. Lest we be scattered. Yan ang kanila pong sinabi. In verse 5, but the Lord came down to see the city and the tower that the men were building. And then in verse 6, the Lord said, if as one people is speaking the same language, they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. So sabi ng Panginoon, kung ang mga tao ito, ganito na ang kanilang ginagawa, baka mamaya, mas may gagawin pa sila. Nag-uumpisa na naman ang tao. Okay. Verse 7. Come, Let us go down and confuse their language, so they will not understand each other. Oh, kaya si Lord, ginulo niya yung mga tao. Kinonfuse niya. So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth and they stopped building the city. So maaaring sabi natin kanina, kung Tagalog lang yung kanilang language, mamaya meron nang nag-Chinese, meron nang nag-English, meron nang nag-Cantonese, iba't ibang language na. So ang nangyari kung sino yung pare-pareho ng salita, ay sila na yung nagkakasama-sama. Kaya pag pumunta tayo sa ibang nasyon, may kanya-kanyang language, may kanya-kanyang dialect. Ito. So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. Okay. Verse 9. That is why it was called Babel. Because there the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there, the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. Kaya sila po ay napunta sa ibang-ibang lugar. Okay? So, nagkaroon po ng dispersion na tinatawag. So, ang mga uncanny Ham or Hamitic, tinawag na Hamitic, sila po ang mga Africa and Arabia. No wonder, kasi kung titingnan po ninyo, di ba si Ham, yung nakita niya yung father niya na naked, tapos talagang ipinamalitan niya, kaya under curse si Ham. Kaya no wonder, ang mga tao sa mundo ito, pag pinag-uusapan ko yung mga itim, parang sinumpa. Angkan pala sila ni Ham. Ang mga Semitic naman or Sem is mga Assyria. At ang Japhet or Japhetic, Asia Minor and Europe. So galing pala tayo sa angkan ni Japhet. So nasa gitna tayo. Hindi naman tayo yung pinagpala, hindi naman tayo yung sinumpa. Kaya minsan pala even yung kwento mo or history, what's happened in the Bible, parang talagang may connection. So the third dispensation ends in judgment. So dito po muna tayo ihinto at mag-aaral pa muna ang teacher ninyo para sa susunod, we will continue the fourth dispensation. Amen. Okay? So let's pray. Panginoon, salamat po Lord God sa iyong salita na minsan pa po Diyos patuloy na tinuturuan mo po kami o God para lubusan po namin maunawaan at matutunan ang kwento, Panginoon, kung ano nga ba, Lord God, ang nangyari sa mundo dito. At dalangin ko, O God, sa aking mga kapatiran na ang bawat isa, nandun po sana, Panginoon, yung desire na mag-aral pa at saliksikin ng lubusan, O God, ang iyong banal na salita. Upang sa ganun ay lubusan po namin maunawa. Panginoon, maraming salamat, O God, sa buhay ko ng bawat isa. Salamat, Panginoon, at ibinabalik ko po sa iyo mataas na papuri sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.